Making headlines this hour, President appoints Ibrahim Uvais as Ambassador of Maldives to Japan. President sends a congratulatory message to the President of Nepal following her re-election. And Maldives Police Service assures the institution would not entertain any illegal demonstration and violent riots aimed to topple the lawfully elected government.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome you all to PSM News in English. I'm Zunat Hassan here with the news in details. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom appoints Ibrahim Uvais as Ambassador of Maldives to Japan. President Yamin presented the letter of appointment to the new ambassador to Japan at a ceremony held at the President's office today. The position of Ambassador of Maldives to Japan was previously filled by Mohammad Hussein Sharif, who is currently the Ambassador of Maldives to Sri Lanka. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom sends a congratulatory message to the President of Nepal, Bidya Devi Bandarai, following her re-election. In the message, President Abdullah Yamin extended warm congratulations and sincere well wishes on behalf of the government and the people of Maldives to the Nepalese President on the re-election for a second term. President Yamin expressed hope to work in closely with the Nepalese President in further expanding the enduring ties of friendship between the Maldives and Nepal. The President further extended confidence that the close relations that exist between the two countries will be further enhanced in the coming years. On conclusion, the President conveyed best wishes for the good health and well-being of Nepalese President, as well as for the continued progress and prosperity of the people of Nepal under her leadership. The government of Maldives issues a statement in response to the European Union Parliament resolution on the situation in the Maldives. The statement reiterated in its response to the European Union Council's conclusions on February 26th, the state of emergency currently in place was declared to ensure national security and constitutional order, to uphold the rule of law and to safeguard the peace and stability of the nation. The state of emergency is only applied to individuals alleged to have carried out illegal activities in connection to the Supreme Court order of February 1st. The government does not intend to prolong the state of emergency and plans to lift it as soon as the threats posed to national security are addressed satisfactorily. The government also wishes to note that it has no legal mandate to implement the Supreme Court order of February 1st, since the Supreme Court issued on February 6th nullified the court order of February 1st, 2018. The government notes that, as per the penal code, the death penalty can only be exercised for those convicted of willful murder with proven intent once the full appeal mechanism and commutation process has been exhausted. The Constitution of Maldives, the social framework and historical and traditional values do not allow for religions other than Islam to be publicly practiced in the country. The government further reiterates its firm commitment to promote moderation, mutual respect and understanding towards other religions and nationalities. The government views terrorism and violent extremism as serious national security threats and has been working effortlessly with international partners, including EU member countries, to prevent and counter these phenomena. Minister of Fisheries and Agriculture Dr. Mohammad Shaini states that the administration has maintained the price of fish products at the highest possible rate. Speaking at a program aired on PSM News, Maldivian Fisheries Minister said the administration has been successful in maintaining the price of fish products. Fisheries Minister emphasized that fluctuations of fish prices in the global markets does not affect the Maldivian fisheries industry. Noting the government exerts major efforts to enhance the fisheries sector and for the betterment of fishermen, Minister Shaini assured the government will always maintain the prices even though previous governments have decreased the prices. Ministry of Fisheries and Agriculture warns of strict penalties for those who use fishing vessels for illegal activities. In a notice, the Fisheries Ministry said it has received information that some vessels registered for fishing purposes are being used in illegal activities, highlighting that the ministry will invalidate the license of such vessels. According to the Fisheries Act of Maldives, the government of Maldives has the authority to terminate the license issued to a vessel based on the magnitude of the offence if such a vessel or any person on board such a vessel has been found to have acted or to be acting or planning to act in a manner that might endanger the peace or security of the country. In this regard, Fisheries Ministry reminded all fishing vessels that it is prohibited to use vessels registered under the license for any illegal activities and advised to refrain from any such activities. Maldives Police Service assures the institution would not entertain any illegal demonstration and violent riots aimed to topple the lawfully elected government of the Maldives. In a press statement issued regarding the demonstrations held by the opposition during the late hours of March 14th with the sole purpose of overthrowing the lawfully elected government, Maldives Police Service advised the public not to entertain sudden surge of political entities calling for illegal demonstrations to enhance their personal propaganda. Noting that political entities have created chaos and have harassed the public and businesses, Superintendent of Police Ahmad Shifan said in a press conference those entities have also urged protesters to harass and attack police officers, attempted to control the riots, and have harassed and attacked some officers. The spokesperson of police noted protesters attacked an officer with a liquid substance suspected to be crude oil during the night of March 14th. The police confirmed it confiscated 105 packets containing liquid substance suspected to be pepper water, which were prepared to be used against officers. Maldives police revealed 9 individuals have been brought into custody for obstruction of justice and for being unruly, in addition to an individual suspected to have attacked the police officer. Maldives Transport and Contracting Company MTCC reveals the construction of the West Harbour in Vilimale has been completed. Construction of the harbour project was completed at a cost of $582,000 from the state budget. The main components of the Vilimale harbour consist of a 73-metre breakwater, a 42-metre concrete slipway and an entrance channel of 3 metres. The project was contracted to MTCC in 2015. Government of Maldives contracts Maldives Transport and Contracting Company MTCC to construct key structures of Mawarulu Airport in Gafdal Atoll. According to the Ministry of Tourism, the $3.7 million includes a 1,220-metre runway, taxiway, apron and a jetty. The contract was signed by Minister of Tourism Musa Zamir and Chief Executive Officer of MTCC Ibrahim Ziath. Speaking to media after the signing ceremony, Minister of Tourism Musa Zamir said MTCC was contracted the project as the government believes the company is most capable to complete the project according to the schedule. Minister Zamir noted MTCC has proved its capability within the past few years. CEO of MTCC Ibrahim Ziath highlighted the equipment needed for the project have been ordered and Mawarulu Airport will be completed with the other 2 airports previously contracted to MTCC. MTCC has been contracted to complete the project within 160 days. The government has revealed plans to develop 4 airports this year. This includes airports in Krudufushi in Hadal Atoll, Funadu in Shavin Atoll, Nilandu in Faf Atoll and Mawarulu Airport. State Electric Company Limited Stelco reveals the 6 generators required for the 5th power development project has been brought to Maldives. According to Stelco, the 6 generators can generate electricity up to a capacity of 8.9 megawatts.
Initiated by President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, the 5th Power Development Project is the largest power developmental project to be conducted in Maldives. According to State Electric Company Limited Stelco, the 5th Power Development Project will guarantee electricity coverage for the next 10 to 20 years. Furthermore, the company would be able to provide 50 megawatts of electricity with ease in turn resolving the electricity shortage faced in Male and Hulumale upon completion of the project. In an interview with PSM News, engineer of project Shahula Ali said all civil work related to the project has now been completed and the contractor aims to commence electricity service from one of the 8.9 megawatt generators by August of this year. Shahula assured that the project is progressing as per schedule and is expected to be completed by January next year. The $79 million fifth power development project is being conducted by Stelco with the assistance of China Dongfeng Electric Corporation and is funded by a loan from Exim Bank of China.
Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital IGMH reveals the latest cancer removal operation was successful as the patient and the cancer-affected area is healing. According to IGMH, the operation was the biggest cancer removal operation to be completed by doctors of IGMH and has dealt with cancer removal procedures in the stomach and the intestine of the patient.
Cancer is a class of diseases characterized by out-of-control cell growth. There are over 100 different types of cancer, and each is classified by the type of cell that is initially affected. Cancer harms the body when altered cell divides uncontrollably to form lumps or masses of tissue called tumors. Tumors can grow and interfere with the digestive, nervous, and circulatory systems, and they can release hormones that alter bodily function. Recently, the doctors of Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital IGMH have successfully completed the biggest intestinal cancer operation in Maldives. According to IGMH, the operation was led by local surgeon Dr. Muhammad Shifan and was accompanied by 9 other qualified doctors. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, oncologist of IGMH Shifan said the hospital has carried out numerous small surgical operations in cases of breast and thyroid, but the latest intestinal cancer removal operation has been by far the biggest such operation successfully completed in the hospital. In this regard, Dr. Muhammad Shifan said the 6-hour procedure was done on a 70-year-old man and involved a complex operation where the digestive tract was reconstructed using bowel loops. Dr. Shifan applauded the dedication of his co-surgeons in making total gastrectomy with Roix NY anastomosis a success. Speaking to PSM News, consultant of surgical department of IGMH, Surgeon Dr. Ali Afi noted that the surgical procedure was carried out with the latest technological equipment and described the operation as a major step of development in the health sector of the country. According to IGMH, it is exerting major efforts to upscale the services provided and noted the hospital pays key emphasis in the development of areas such as cancer and diabetes. IGMH is currently working to carry out a nationwide cancer screening program in association with key stakeholders of the field.
EcoCare Maldives reveals the official activities of Earth Hour 2018 will be held in Addo City.
You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be you and do your part.
Earth Hour is a global grassroots event organized by the World Wild Fund WWF, which is a global independent conservation organization and aims to create awareness about global warming and impact it creates on the planet.
Hundreds of millions of people in thousands of cities and towns on every continent will speak out with one voice.
In addition, it is a global call to action for every individual, every business, and every community to stand and take control over the future of the planet.
If we use up all the natural resources, there is no one to bail us out.
The Scout Association of Maldives is the official country organizer of the event in Maldives, while EcoCare Maldives supports Earth Hour in and encourages to go beyond the Earth Hour this year. According to EcoCare, the official activities of Earth Hour 2018 will be held in Addo City, including the main switch-off event, which is celebrated at a large scale every year. EcoCare Maldives revealed that the core objective behind selecting Addo City as the host destination is to allow locals from different parts of the country to participate in the activities. In an exclusive interview with PSM News, country manager of Earth Hour Maldives, Ahmed Nasheed cited that Addu city is the optimum destination to host Earth Hour 2018 as the southern land matches perfectly with the theme Connect to Earth. Ahmed Nasheed noted this is a grand opportunity for the city to be recognized worldwide and receive a global exposure.
It is within our means.
Earth Hour will be marked on March 24 from 20:30 hours to 21:30 hours and would see the participation of council members, government authorities and non-governmental organizations in Addu city. EcoCare Maldives has organized various meetings to make the event a success by holding various discussions with Bank of Maldives, Fennica Corporation Limited, Maldives National Defence Force MNDF, Maldives Red Crescent and other non-governmental organizations. Earth Hour was first celebrated in Maldives in 2009.
Qatar Airways reveals plans to increase the number of daily flights it operates to the Maldives. Chief Executive Officer of Qatar Airways Group Akbar Al-Bakhir made the announcement at ITB Berlin 2018. Speaking to media, Akbar Al-Bakhir said the management of Qatar Airways has plans to increase the number of flights to different destinations, while there are also plans to begin operations to 16 new destinations. Even though Qatar Airways decided to increase the number of flights to 2 daily flights to Europe, the airline has decided to operate 3 daily flights to the Maldives. The world's fastest growing airline, Qatar Airways, noted that Maldives is one of the most important destinations for the airline. Qatar Airways currently operates 2 daily flights to and from the Maldives. Maldives Pension Retirement Scheme Fund receives over $66.6 million in 2017, which is an increase of 8.4% compared to the deposits of 2016. According to statistics of Maldives Pension Administration, the fund received about $60.6 million in 2016.
Maldives Pension Administration reveals Maldives Pension Retirement Scheme Fund received over $66.6 million in 2017. In this regard, private sector entities deposited over $39 million, which, according to statistics, is the most number of deposits to the fund in 2017. The statistics also showed over $26.9 million was deposited to the fund from public sector during the year. Under the Pension Act, it is mandatory for the employers to enroll their employees in the Maldives Retirement Pension Scheme and make monthly contributions on behalf of the employees. The primary objective of the fund is to ensure individuals save during employment to cater for their livelihood while in retirement and ultimately create financial independence. The fund is a defined contributory pension scheme funded from contributions from both employees and employers. Presently, the Pension Act mandates a contribution of 14% of the pensionable wage, comprising of a minimum of 7% each from the employee and the employer.
A bomb blast claimed by the Taliban rips through a police checkpoint on the outskirts of the Pakistani city of Lahore, killing at least 7 people and wounding 18. A spokesman of a state-run rescue service said officials had taken 7 dead bodies to hospitals. An unidentified official spoke at the hospital saying the death toll had gone up to 9. Deputy Inspector General of Police Haider Ashraf said the bomb exploded when the police were changing guards at the checkpoint just outside Rawalpindi. A Pakistani Taliban spokesman claimed responsibility for the suicide attack in the WhatsApp message sent to a Reuters reporter. A total of 146 civilians are evacuated from the rebel-held areas of the eastern Ghouta, a suburb in the Syrian capital of Damascus.
Evacuated civilians included the wounded, children, women and seniors. They were divided into 3 groups before departing from the eastern Ghouta and heading to the government-controlled Wafidin area northeast of Damascus through a humanitarian corridor set up between Wafidin and the rebel-held Douma district in eastern Ghouta. It was reported by the official news agency in Syria that a total of 21 children received the polio vaccine after they arrived at the temporary shelter. According to officials from the United Nations, the civilians who left the rebel-controlled area were taken to 2 temporary shelters, and some of them are planning to move to Damascus to live with their family members. Meanwhile, United Nations officials have called for more civilians who are still in eastern Ghouta to leave the danger zone as soon as possible. The evacuees represented the first major civilian convoy to leave that area since the corridor was set up 14 days ago for the evacuation of civilians after a Russian-backed humanitarian pause went into force. More groups of civilians are expected to be evacuated in the coming days. The government has long since called for the evacuation of civilians from eastern Ghouta and has accused the rebels of hindering the process. Eastern Ghouta, which is a 105 square kilometer agricultural region consisting of several towns, poses the last threat to the capital due to its proximity to the government-controlled neighborhoods on the east side of Damascus, which has often come under rebel mortar attacks. 4 major rebel groups are currently positioned inside eastern Ghouta.
Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger says that this year's Europa League may be the strongest yet, and he's looking to bring consistency back to the Arsenal side.
Arsenal will be looking to see out their last 16 Europa League tie with AC Milan at the Emirates Stadium, London. Arsenal holds a 2-0 lead thanks to an impressive away victory to the San Siro in the first leg last week. Goals from Henrik Mkhitaryan and Aaron Ramsey give the North London side a clear advantage over Gennaro Gattuso's Italian outfit in reaching the quarter-finals of the competition. With Arsenal 12 points adrift of the top 4, winning Europe's second-tier competition is the side's best hope of gaining Champions League qualification for next season. With this year's Europa League boasting the likes of Borussia Dortmund and Atletico Madrid, Wenger has suggested that the quality of the competition has improved, making the competition much harder to win.
You never compare, you're right, I want to be in the Champions League, and Europa League, if you look at the teams who are in there this season, is very strong. We play Milan to have a chance to qualify for the quarter-final, Milan as well. You look who is in there: Milan, Dortmund, Atletico Madrid. You have Arsenal. You have all the French teams, some good French teams. You have many good teams in there, and this competition is maybe this season of a higher level than ever.
The Arsenal manager has said he is looking to build on recent good form after wins over Milan and Watford, and has pressed that his side must try to find some consistency after going on a run of 4 straight defeats before the first Milan game.
Consistency is a sign of quality, and that is the most important quality for me. And but sometimes when you have a negative spiral, it's difficult to get out. That's why it was important for us to turn the corner, especially when you have big games in 1 week, 3 games in 1 week. If you lose the first one, and it's a massive game like we faced in the cup, you have more chances to lose the next one. So it was important to get out of that.
Alexandra Lacazette is still out with a knee injury, while Shkodran Mustafi is out for the game after going off with a groin problem in the 3-0 victory over Watford on Sunday. But Hector Bellerin and Nacho Monreal are in contention to play.
Alien Robert, dubbed the French Spider-Man for his gravity-defying climbing skills, has done it again. He reached the summit of the 4th tallest building in the Paris business district undeterred by security, who had intercepted an early attempt.
A hobby that started at 11 years old has taken alien Robert to more than 150 skyscrapers around the world, including Dubai's Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, the Eiffel Tower, and the Sydney Opera House. It took Robert just over an hour to scale to the top of the 187-meter-high tower total, a feat he has accomplished twice in the past. Using only climbing shoes and chalk, he clung to the window ledges to lift himself up past the tower's 48 floors, cheered on by office workers turned spectators in La Défense. Robert had first tried to climb the NG building on Wednesday morning, but was stopped by security guards. He often climbs without permission and has been arrested several times. In 2008, he scaled the New York Times building to unfurl a banner on global warming and was arrested by police. At 55 years old, Robert sees no end in sight for his vertiginous adventures.
With that, we conclude the news for this bulletin. Thank you for joining us and have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.